Because I have such divergent interests, I've spent my entire art life trying to avoid being pigeonholed as an artist. As Hans Hofmann, the influential German-born American artist and teacher, said, "I am many people." Over the years, since the age of 13, I have painted a variety of themes, including Canadian landscape, images including cars, trucks, and tractors, portraiture, and other works including the human figure and animals. Since 1988, I've been best known as an aviation artist, creating works based on military and general aviation, much of it centered on Canadian military history. However, I have also periodically followed other palette-clearing interests, exploring media and techniques other than drawing and painting, including such seemingly diverse areas as clay, stained glass, leather, printmaking, and even knife-making and scratch modeling. Yes, I admit to having a fairly short attention span, but somehow I always make my way back to painting. This time, beginning in 2008, and a little to my surprise, I decided to come out of a closet, so to speak. As a healthy male with a reasonably hefty libido, I made the decision, with my wife's encouragement, to respond publicly to a visual theme that has motivated me since I was an early teen: eroticism. As a result, I have produced an intensely personal series of images in varying media celebrating the beauty and sensuality of the human figure and sex in general. My somewhat classical art education in the 60s and 70s included several life and costume drawing classes where I worked from the nude and clothed figure, revealing a natural facility. As a man with a few serious fetishes, it's no surprise to me at least that lingerie, leather, bondage, and fetish attire figure strongly in my erotic work. I am the first to admit that the audience for such works may be somewhat limited, but I am following an artistic direction blazed by others since prehistory. I also acknowledge the boundaries between eroticism and pornography are ill-defined and fluid, depending on social, cultural, religious, and personal mindsets. I'm fully aware that I've stepped out on a metaphorical limb here, and I realize that some who know me simply might not get it. But to this I say, I'm sorry, that's too bad. At my age, I find myself totally disinterested in what other people think of me anyway. And so, I make no apologies to anyone. I consider a healthy libido under appropriate control to be an essential personal asset, indeed, a necessity for full happiness. I am convinced that taking part in this kind of public expression is far more natural, confirmatory, and energizing than much of the ubiquitous, raw, and explicit violence pop culture throws our way through film, TV, and gaming. I've always felt comfortable suggesting that any form of good, clean, safe, consensual sex between adults and the depiction of it is far preferable. As an Epicurean and a thoroughly convinced atheist, I of course do not respond to taboos, religious or otherwise, solely aimed at curbing sexual pleasure. In my estimation, consensual sex, almost regardless of its category or form, is a natural part of life which should be celebrated, not secreted away in some dark corner or considered sinful. It's certainly a large part of who I am as a man and an artist, and to be perfectly honest, it feels positive and affirmative to share these contemporary erotic images with those who are like-minded.